Hello and welcome to AD4TVRadio Weekly Review, coming to you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. I am Anthonyetta Kalunta. This is a review of the top stories this past week. On the 1st of October 2020, Nigeria celebrated its 60th independence anniversary. AD4TVRadio was live at Eagle Square, Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, where the President Muhammadu Buhari addressed Nigerians. This was contrary to the tradition in which sitting presidents usually addressed Nigerians via a nationwide broadcast. Nigerians turned up en masse for the ceremony, which hosted dignitaries including the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and a host of others. The ceremony was marked with entertainment by troops from Nigeria and parades by various military formations. While speaking with AD4TVRadio, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Boss Mustafa, outlined what President Muhammadu Buhari's independence speech meant to him.
You must have listened to the broadcast of the President this morning. He spoke from his heart. It's not a typical anniversary speech. It was a reflective speech of where we have been, how we started, and the journey so far, and the acknowledgement of the fact that there are things that we need to do going forward so that we can create an inclusive society, a country that provides for the goodwill and the well-being of its people.
Some other Nigerians in attendance highlighted what this year's celebration represented.
A celebration where it was very easy for there to be no celebration, or a celebration without any intentional investment or effort. So for me, what I was able to engage here was history and a definite touch of sobriety, because it wasn't like a loud celebration like when it was Nigeria at 50, but most certainly it was very intentionally put together, and the content was developed to translate our present experience into an opportunity to encourage and redirect the spirit of Nigerians at this time towards the proof of our indestructible entity when we hold ourselves, regardless of tribe, faith, of gender, of our backgrounds, hold ourselves together.
60 years, the most important thing I'm meant to understand is that our togetherness is our strength. That for the past 60 years we have faced a lot of challenges. The challenges of remembering our past and the challenges of the present, and what our Nigerian today represent and what our tomorrow should look like.
At this point in the country's history, it is important to reflect on the country's journey up to the present in order to gauge the work together by the citizens in the effort to get to the desired point of development as an indivisible nation, united and providing equal opportunities to its citizens. Still in the spirit of independence celebration, AD4TVRadio crew within the week took up the question of what Nigerians were most proud of about their country. The report.
Nigeria is a vast country with very beautiful landscapes, tourist sites, and a population of vibrant people numbering over 200 million. As the largest black nation on the face of the earth, with a rich cultural heritage and a homogeneous political history, Nigeria indeed takes pride in its image as the giant of Africa. With the ills, maladies, and inadequacies that seem to inhibit progress in the country, the journey through colonialism and independence has been truly Herculean. Given such a background, the 60th independence anniversary or Diamond Jubilee of the country is something worthy of celebration. Some puzzles remain unraveled to the country's citizens, of course. But in spite of this, some other people took time off to tell AD4TVRadio what they are most proud of concerning their country.
We are having an independent day is a thing of joy. One of the greatest things I'm happy for in this country is that we are still one. The three ethnies that make up of Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, and some other ethnies also, our togetherness has really helped to make this Nigeria be what it is, irrespective of whatever happens, even though there are a lot of challenges. All these Boko Haram, kidnappers, and bandits, all those things didn't prevent Nigeria from being what it is. To God be the glory.
The majority of persons emphasize the unity of the country till date as something noteworthy amidst political and tribal cleavages that have demonstrated a capacity.
Actually proud of in this independence, as you can see, that as a nation we are still together. We thank God for that because we are together as a nation, and so far so good, irrespective of the insecurity, the political upheaval. It doesn't really distort the unity of the nation. I think that's what we should be grateful for. Yeah.
Nigeria is 60, one thing I'm proud of Nigeria people is the people themselves. Because we have become more zealous, we have become more independent-minded. You understand? It's as if when they say people are suffering and smiling. So Nigeria has become used to, should I say hardship that is a blessing in disguise.
It's a thing of joy that today Nigeria is 60 and still have one entity. Other countries smaller than Nigeria have segregated for long, and we still have Nigeria over 200 and something million people as one country. So it's thing to talk about, and we have to celebrate it too.
Nigeria's 60th independence anniversary is attracting a lot of enthusiasm and expectations. This is not out of place, since it is a day to be proud of, besides the fact that it is a good opportunity for people to reminisce on the journey so far for both citizen and country.
We also brought you a report about the Nigerian Minister of Education, Adamu, saying that schools could reopen nationwide as from October 12, 2020, as long as they observe COVID-19 protocols. The minister, who spoke at a press conference, dwelt on the importance of adhering to the outlined COVID-19 protocols and guidelines, which include social distancing, ensuring availability of sanitation facilities across the school premises, regular checks for visitors, use of open spaces for gatherings, establishing committees for surveillance, and conducting a risk assessment. He warned that any institution that failed to follow the guidelines could risk closure.
We have decided that all our 104 unity schools should open on the 12th of October 2020. States and private owners will work out the modalities for the opening of schools under their purview. Gentlemen of the press, as we all work towards the opening of learning institutions nationwide, I strongly urge school owners to put in place systems that meet the following conditions. There should be procedures for self-distancing as much as possible and in as many situations as is practicable. Develop and display at schools simple context-specific reference protocols on day-to-day actions to be operated in each school.
We take a break now. When we return, gender-based violence in focus. Please stay with us. Details coming up shortly. Welcome back. You're watching AD4TV Radio Weekly Review. According to a study by the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development and the United Nations Fund in Nigeria, 28% of Nigerian women aged between 25 and 29 years have experienced some form of physical violence since the age of 15. Women's rights advocate and co-founder of the Dorothy Njemanzi Foundation, Dorothy Njemanzi, while speaking with AD4TV Radio last week, highlighted some of the possible factors responsible for the level of domestic and gender-based violence being experienced.
It is, proximity to perpetrate to the vulnerable, proximity to those it's easy to exploit is one thing that is an enabling factor. Then a degree of confidence is built, and most violations are a product of broken trusts. So a degree of confidence and trust is built between the perpetrator and the person who is violated eventually. Then broken trust comes in.
It is perhaps general consensus that it takes true leadership to ensure that proper development and transformation occurs within every sector. But a pertinent question still remains: who is a true leader? That was an issue taken up last week by the chairman, Channels Media Group, John Momo, while speaking at the National Leadership Dialogue Series organized by the Nigerian Prize for Leadership. Momo defined what he believed to be true leadership.
So if anyone says he's a leader, he should focus his mind on changing the environment, because you cannot be a leader and everything around you remains the same. So if you claim that you're a leader and nothing is changing around you, then you're not changing anything. You're simply managing, and you're not in the leadership seat. So that's very interesting. The other principle which the late Miles Monroe spoke about is that leaders must be against injustice. They are people who do not support any vision or process that encourages or perpetrates social injustice. And he says that the leader should never oppress the people, that the leaders, in fact, should set the people free.
In a bid to make investments that yield bountifully and rapidly, a lot of people involve themselves with get-rich-quick platforms, which are referred to as Ponzi scheme. AD4TVRadio set out within the weekend review to find answers on the debate on whether or not the Ponzi scheme is a viable way of making money. The report.
In a bid to make fast and easy money, a lot of people involve themselves with get-rich-quick platforms, which are referred to as Ponzi scheme. According to the Oxford Dictionary, the Ponzi scheme is an investment fraud that pays existing investors with funds collected from new investors. Historically, Ponzi schemes are not new. They have been in operation since the mid-1800s. Ponzis were rather popularized in the early 1900s by the mastermind fraudster Charles Ponzi. He announced an arbitrage business of buying postal reply coupons in Italy and exchanged them for stamps in the United States. He attracted investors by promising extraordinarily high returns of 50% in 45 days. They noted that instead of investing the money to buy the coupons and exchange them for stamps, he simply used the money of later investors to pay returns to earlier investors, extracting huge profits along the way. And when it collapsed, over $20 million, which was estimated to be equivalent of $225 million as in 2011, was lost. Since then, the world has been littered with distinct versions of such schemes. Little wonder Ponzis are referred to as the granddaddy of all financial frauds. Some people are of the opinion that Ponzi schemes are fraudulent and should not be encouraged or patronized.
It's synonymous to fraud. Ponzi got its name from the first person that started defrauding people in England, called Charles Ponzi. That was far back 1920.
Expect money to grow overnight, and that's what Ponzi scheme is all about. So they tell you bring this and bring that. Like it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, obviously I don't think so. It's scam or something, because a friend of mine told me he was a victim of that and it scammed him. So I don't think it's a good way of making money.
It's not a proper way to make money. Just work for your money, that's it. I'm not sure it's a good idea, because I don't see any reason that you invest on something and they will multiply it. That's not a good idea at all. So
others don't seem to see anything wrong with being a part of it, as a lot of people seem to have made a whole lot of money from it.
So Ponzi schemes are not good ways of making money, but truth be told, people are making money from it. So it's a Nigerian factor though.
Although Many have gained from Ponzi schemes. A lot more people have lost their life savings to it, which have pushed them into misery, depression, and suicide.
Remember, coronavirus is real. Ensure you wash your hands regularly, use alcohol-based hand sanitizers, wear a mask besides maintaining social distancing. That does it for our weekly review. You can join the conversation on our website at www.AD4TVRadio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at AD4TVRadio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4TVRadio as well. Thank you for watching. I am Antonietta Kalunta.